Right, okay guys, welcome to another 8-bit face-off kerfuffle, although that is not entirely true because I have kind of cheated slightly this week. I was watching a video on 20th Century Gaming and he was playing this particular game, Dropzone, on the NES. Now I didn't actually know it was out for that. I thought it was Atari and the 8-bit, sorry, the Commodore 64, and that was it. But that is not true. So one of the guys commented, is asking, you know, well, he basically said it's a pity we don't know any Scots bloke that has a YouTube channel that would do an 8-bit face-off kerfuffle on it. So here we go. So this is the Game Boy Advance one. Now this was actually programmed by Jim Bagley. Now I think there was also a version for the Super Nintendo, and I believe this is kind of based on that version. Now I notice here it's not exactly what you'd call silky smooth scrolling. I don't know whether that's possibly down to emulation, I'm not too sure. I would imagine it probably is. You can see here they've upgraded the graphics a lot, you know, compared to the original. That's of course you know what the original looks like. But yeah, they've got a kind of fancy background. It's got speech, and I believe this version and also the SNES version, you've got like end of sort of level guardians. So it's a kind of the next version. It does have that little noise. I wonder if that was actually sampled from 8-bit versions. Yeah, I mean it's nice enough. There's nothing wrong with this. Basically, the idea of the game is you've got to collect your little earthlings and deposit them in the space station. Now you can obviously tell this is based on the arcade game Defender. What makes this, I mean, Defender is a rock hard game, but what makes this difficult as well is the fact that you've got inertia, so you can't just stop and turn right away, you know. And because it's quite a small play area as well, you don't always know what's coming. Though you can see at the bottom there is a little scanner, so you really have to make use of that to stop yourself running into baddies, which I do on a regular basis. I'm not too sure I like the addition of the backgrounds, the moons and that in the background. Yeah, it makes it look nicer. Do I prefer that to original? Incoming NMR. Kaboom! So yeah, that's a Game Boy Advance one. Let's take a look at one of the 8-bits. This is the Commodore 64 one. This is the one that I played quite a bit back in the day and I could never get anywhere because it is difficult. Now, I know for a fact that this is not playing as smooth as it would in the real 64. I mean, it was silky smooth scrolling. It's obviously just the way the emulator works. There's probably something I can get it to go smooth, but I really don't. I'm not technical in the slightest. But yeah, this is the one that I played. It's fast, it's fluid. I mean, Archer Maclean wrote this. I don't think he wrote any of the other versions. He did write the Atari one, which we'll look at later on. See, I prefer the background to be black because it's more in line with sort of like an original arcade game. You know, arcade games back then didn't have fancy backgrounds. It was all usually black screens. And that explosion is one of the finest explosions on any 8-bit machine. The way the wee kind of particles, you know, they just gradually fade into the distance. Beautiful. But as you can see there, it is extremely difficult, coupled with the fact that I am absolutely pants at it. But now I am actually using a proper joystick for this. I'm using a standard Atari joystick, so I've got no excuse, because playing this game on a gamepad, I should have shot that thing there. Playing this on a gamepad isn't to be recommended. It really needs, well, I find you need the joystick for the sort of the precise control, because you've got the inertia. I mean, you can see there I'm just losing life after life. I love the sound effects in the 8-bit versions as well. Now this was the game that Archer Maclean spoke about in Zap, and he famously said that the Atari 1800 version was better because it was running at something like twice the speed and it was twice as smooth as well, something like that. That's not what you want to hear when you're a C64 man. But yeah, absolutely wonderful game. That's a great version. That is the Commodore 64 one. Now this next version coming up is the Game Boy Color. Now I didn't even know it was out for the Game Boy Color, to be honest with you. Black background, white background. It's got to be black. Love it. I like the colour in this one. If this game was ever released on the BBC, I think this is what it would look like, or on the Amstrad. But this game never actually got a release in the Spectrum. Don't know why. Did they maybe just think that the Spectrum wasn't capable of doing it? I mean, it is a very fast-paced game that relies on scrolling, so possibly that was the reason. I'm not too sure. If I ever get a chance to interview Archer Maclean, I shall ask him. But I like this. It's slower paced and possibly slightly more playable for that reason. And it's even retained the really nice explosion of the 8 bits. I don't think a game like this would actually work on an original Game Boy because the screen just blurs when you scroll, and this game is too quick. Now I don't recognise him, he's a new addition. Come here, you sod. But they're quite faithful to the sound effects of the original 8 bits. So yeah, that is the Game Boy Color. That is actually really nice. I didn't expect much at all when I saw it, but that's actually pretty good. Right, now this is the one that my mate Mark was playing 20th Century Gaming. I said I didn't even know this existed. Now at the bottom you'll see there that it's a bit of corruption going on. That sounds like a Donald Trump, something about a Donald Trump story. I mean, you can see there just below where it says the sort of data, it's a bit corrupted, but the game itself plays fine. Now, I've got to say, one thing I said to Mark when I was watching his video was it didn't look as fluid, the scrolling didn't look as good. Now, on this video, the scrolling doesn't look as good, but I've got to say, playing it on an emulator, it played beautifully. Really impressed with this version. It retains the look and the feel of the 8-bit ones. I mean, that the bottom bit there, you could be mistaken for thinking it's the C64 one, but the only difference you can tell is the detail and the actual manu control. He's got a bit more colour, but this is very, very true to the 8-bit one. It's super fast and the scrolling is to die for as well. This is really, really nice. And like the other ones, it is rock hard. He's always difficult. You really need to use one of your bombs. Let's go for one more shot. Try and not kill your wee... I don't know actually what they're called. I call them men. Well, I think it actually says at the bottom men. They're a rather obscure looking men. Maybe they're in wee kind of pods or something. I don't know. I never really thought of the NES as being a machine for like sort of fast-paced shooters, but there you go. The explosion in this is pretty good as well. So anyway, listen, that is the NES one. That is really nice. Right, next up is the Super Nintendo. Now you can see here, this is very similar to the Game Boy Advance one.
Prepare to defend IO.
Nice sound. Oops, I did just use my one of my smart bombs. What would make this game for me is the ability to make the background dark and get rid of these big planet things, because visually this looks amazing. It sounds really nice as well, but I just find the background graphics detract from the actual, or detract I should say, from the game itself, which is a shame. I think it's a classic example of, do updates to old games work? I mean, this is a nice game, but do I prefer it over the original ones? Probably not, but it's a good game in its own right. This version certainly plays a bit better than the Game Boy Advance one, but again it's possibly just down to the emulation. I mean, I think the Game Boy Advance, sort of hardware wise, is almost, is it not as powerful as a SNES? I think it is. It's all that kind of bits new as well. What on earth? Oh dear. And obviously they've tried to update the explosion of going for little shards that kind of glimmer and flicker as they're falling. So yeah, this, you couldn't call this Dropzone, this is an update of Dropzone. It's obviously heavily based on the original game, but they've tried to enhance it. Don't know how you kill that thing. Kaboom. Yeah, anyway, that is the SNES one, and let's take a look at the very last one. This is the original one, this is the Atari 8-bit one, and I think this one is going to take some beating. This is the original with the Archer Maclean. Nope. Back in, I think, 1984, and then he ported the C64, or ported it across the C64. Like I said, he did actually say that you had to reduce the speed of it. So this one apparently plays at something like either 1.5 times as quick or twice as quick. Now again, the scrolling possibly doesn't come across in the video quite as nice as it does in real life. Believe you me, this game is silky smooth. I think it plays at 60 frames a second, which wasn't something I was really aware of back in 1984, but you know, it's a wonderful version. It's like I was saying earlier, I mean, it's got its roots in arcade games. Archer Maclean's a massive arcade collector. He's got a wonderful collection of arcade games. This game could quite easily sit in an arcade. I think there was always talk about making Dropzone turning it into an arcade game, but I don't think it ever actually happened. But yeah, look at that explosion, that is wonderful. Just the extra colour palette in the Atari, I think, helps this game big still. You can see there's slightly more detail on your little pilot as well. And the game plays just that wee bit quicker as well than the C64 one. It's got one quick go, and it usually is a quick go because it is a devilishly difficult game. Stick on my wee guys in first. The second level they're a lot more spaced out, so it's harder to get them. Ah, I didn't even see that. Must have been a stray bullet that got me. I love the sound when you're actually thrusting. It's brilliant. It's probably one of the best arcade games that was released on an 8-bit. You know, it could quite easily be ported across to a proper arcade game. It just plays so well. But anyway, yeah, we've looked at a few versions. There's a few versions which I never actually realised existed until I made this video. I don't think there's a bad one. I mean, the Game Boy Advance one didn't play particularly great, but I think it probably plays better on real hardware. I really like the NES one, that was wonderful. C64 one's a favourite of mine. I'm not overly keen on the SNES sort of Game Boy Advance one because obviously it's changed. You know, they've tried to bring it up to date for a sort of different audience, but I think my favourite version of this has got to be the Atari 8-bit one. It's just, it's pure, it's original, it plays beautifully. So anyway guys, listen, that is it. If there's a game you want to see featured in the 8-bit face-off kerfuffle, then please put your comments below, and as usual guys, thank you very much for watching.